As an introvert, I often ask more questions than I answer. So today, let's start a conversation with a quick poll. How many of you here would describe yourself as introverts? Now let me ask this. How many of you think introverts are shy, socially awkward, or need to come out of their shells? As an introvert and teenager myself, I've heard it all. Why don't you talk more? Are you okay? You are so quiet. It's as if being quiet is a problem that needs fixing. But here's the thing, introversion isn't a flaw, it's a feature of our brain. And today, I want to share the science behind introversion, why it's actually amazing, and what can we do to bridge the gap between introverts and extroverts in a world that often misunderstands us. First, let's clear up a common misconception about introverts. Introverts aren't necessarily shy, and introverts aren't antisocial. In reality, introversion is about how our brain processes stimulation. Extroverts thrive in highly stimulating activities, whereas introverts feel drained by too much stimulation. It's not better or worse, just different. Now, here is where it gets fascinating. Scientists have found that the difference between introverts and extroverts comes down to brain chemistry. And on the top of the list is dopamine sensitivity. Dopamine is the feel good chemical in our brain. An extrovert mind crave more dopamine stimulation, whereas introverts are more sensitive to too much dopamine. That's why introverts prefer quieter and low-key environment. Second is brain activity. Studies using brain scans have shown that an introvert mind is more active in areas related to self-reflection, deep thinking, and problem solving. That is why we introverts love daydreaming, diving into books, or having one-on-one conversations. And the third factor is the nervous system. Extroverts rely more on their parasympathetic. Introverts rely more on their parasympathetic nervous system. The rest and digest system make them naturally calm and reflective. Extroverts, on the other hand, lean more on their sympathetic nervous system, which fuels into them excitement and action. Now, what does all this science mean in real life? I would like to share a bit about my own journey as an introvert. Growing up, I always felt a bit different. While my friends loved going out in loud parties or big events, I'd often prefer a quiet afternoon reading a book or sketching in my room. At first, I thought something was wrong with me, but then I started learning about introversion, and that's when everything changed. I realized my preference for solitude wasn't weird. In fact, it was my superpower. For example, in group projects at school, I am the one who plans everything out, ensures that we stay organized. As a listener, I can pick up on things that others miss, which help me connect with people at a deeper level. Being an introvert doesn't mean that I like ideas or energy. It just means that I thrive in different ways. But here's the problem. The world is often built for extroverts. Classroom rewards students, those who speak up. Job interviews favor those with outgoing personalities. Even group activities can feel overwhelming for introverts. According to a study by the Myers-Briggs company, about 50.7% of the people are introvert. Yet, many of us feel pressurized to act extroverted just to fit in. This extrovert bias can make introverts feel undervalued even when they have so much to contribute. So, what do we need to do? We need to bridge the gap. So, for all the introverts, acknowledge your strengths. Introverts are natural deep thinkers, creative problem solvers, and empathetic listeners. Recognize these as superpowers. Set boundaries. It's okay to say no to social events if you need time to recharge. Self care isn't selfish. And challenge yourself. Well, it's okay to prefer quiet spaces. Stepping out of your comfort zone occasionally can lead to growth. For example, I started participating in talks and debates not because I love public speaking, but because I wanted to challenge myself. And for all the extrovert, understand our needs. If an introvert declines an invite or prefers one-to-one hangout, understand that it's not personal. They just recharge differently. Create space for everyone. In group discussions, pause and ask the quieter member to share their opinion. Introverts often have brilliant ideas, they just need a moment to express them. And for all the schools and workplaces, redefine participation. Don't just reward those who speak the loudest. Value written ideas, creative projects, and thoughtful contribution. And offer quieter options. Whether it's a library at school or a quiet workplace at office, introverts thrive when they have space to think. Now, let's talk about why being an introvert is not just okay, it's incredible, and the history proves it. Did you know that some of the greatest minds in the history were introverts? Albert Einstein once said, the monotony and solitude of a quiet mind stimulates the creative mind. Rosa Parks, the introverted seamstress who sparked the civil rights movement, showed us how the quiet movement can change the world. And Bill Gates, one of the richest men in the world, contributes his success to his introverted ability to focus deeply. Introverts may not be the loudest voice in the room, but we're often the one creating ideas, solutions that move the world forward. So, to all the introverts here, recognize your quiet strength. You don't have to change who you are to succeed. And to all the extroverts, take a moment to really listen to the introverts in your life. You might be surprised by what you learn. And to everyone here in our audience, understand that introverts and extroverts are like yin and yang. We balance each other out. By working together and understanding our differences, we can create a world where everyone's strengths are valued. Success doesn't belong to the loudest voice in the room. It belongs to those who understand themselves, know their strengths, and use them to make a difference. So, whether you are an introvert or an extrovert or somewhere in the between, know that your ideas matter, your voice matters, and the world needs your unique perspective. Thank you.